Okay, day two. So day one, we hit the ground running fast and got you up with a page and a thank you page. Day two, we're not going to slow down. We are going to take a slight breath after this one because day one and day two are real gung-ho stuff. But day two is about taking your landing page, your thank you page, but your landing page, and linking it up so you can take money. So at the end of today, you will have your simple two-step funnel, landing page and thank you page with the ability to take money, and you can go live with it. So yeah, let's finish. Just a reminder where we got up to before. This was our page. It isn't going to win any awards, but it's a good starter for 10 for you to get going. And we're going to put in behind this button, this book now for £97 or whatever you've done, the ability to take that money. In this case, it's going to be a one-off payment. We're going to do recurring payments later on in the bootcamp. For now, it's a one-off payment. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to talk through the page again. I'm going to do this on all of the bootcamp pages so that, as I mentioned before, you can either read through the page or you can watch the video, but you know that if you're reading the page and listening or watching to the video, I'm going to talk you through it. That's the style I'm going to take with all of this bootcamp, so you can combine them, watch them separately, however you want to work. If I just do a narrative video, it's not going to add much value. So we're going to go through and do it for real. All right, so on the screen, we have day two, set up to receive payments. The first thing you need to do is go to stripe.com. Stripe.com and create yourself an account. Stripe.com is one of the market leaders in taking money. Its function is purely to allow you to take money from your web page. Stripe takes your money and forwards it onto your bank account. So you don't need bank merchant accounts or anything like that. It's just done. They take a small percentage for their service, which is worth every single cent or penny you spend on them. It's small, but it's secure and it works well. So T4s ties in nicely with Stripe and uses Stripe for its core functionality. So head over to stripe.com, create yourself an account. It's free. You don't pay for anything until you start taking money. Even then it's just a small percentage, but you'll need your account set up. So if you haven't done that, off you go, do that, and then come back and we will carry on, which I'm going to assume you've now done at this point in the video. So I'll put my specs on so I can read what I'm talking about, and we will carry on. Right, first tip, first thing to remember with Stripe, one of the great things about it is that it has a live and a test version. So you can flick between live and test. Particularly great because that means you can test all your payment flows and your funnel flows and everything without actually using real money. Don't be tempted to set a low value sale and use your credit card for real or your debit card, because if you do that lots of times, your bank's going to start building up an audit trail and start thinking something's a bit fishy. What Stripe does is give you a dummy card set of details to use. A, so you know that you're operating on test mode, and B, so that you're not spending your own money, and C, so that you're not building up an odd audit trail on your own account or your own card. So when you've logged into Stripe, and that's where I am now, I'm logged into Stripe, you can flick to viewing test data down the left hand side here. It goes orange, and orange appears up here in test data, and all the figures you see on the screen here is all test stuff, so not confidential at all because it's all test and make-believe. So before you do anything else, click on view test data so it goes orange, so you're at the same place I am. All right. Right. You'll now be in test mode. What we're now going to do is link a T4s to Stripe, so the money you take from your landing pages on T4s goes into Stripe, and from Stripe it will go off to your bank account. That's what we're going to do right now. On Stripe, also on that screen, you want to click on developers. From developers, you want to click on API keys. Now you don't need to totally understand what you're doing here. If you're techie or you're a technical bent, then absolutely you can delve into what these are in terms of API keys, but they are essentially some secret codes or keys that allow you to securely link the two together, T4s and Stripe. So you click on developers and click on API keys. Like I've said, these are sort of passwords. You don't share them with anybody. Actually, the publishable key is publishable, and it's not very difficult for someone to find that out. The secret key, never share with anyone. Keep that secure. It's called secret for a reason. All right. But if you're where I am now, you'll have this on the screen here, publishable key and secret key. Stripe is very good, and you'll see this as we go through and use Stripe and other things with what it prefixes things with. So in this instance, publishable key is PK, publishable key, and test, PK test, and then some lots of what appear random characters. And you'll see this prefix used on a lot of things for Stripe. It's very handy and very useful. Right, first one's publishable key, second one's live key. Doesn't matter whether you start with your test mode or live mode, but if you follow with me, you'll be in test mode first. Okay, so what you want to do is, first of all, take a copy of this PK test. Double click it, right mouse click, copy. Right, simple as that. Let me go through the document. Back in T4s, edit your landing page, and then click on the payment button so the config bar appears. I'll do this in a second. The top of the config bar, because it's a payment button, you've got three options. The first being watch tutorial video, but what you're watching now is good enough. Second is setting if taking live or test payments, and we want to click on that option. So on our page here, click on the button or edit this element. Down here, number 2, set if taking live or test payments, and up pops a form here. I've got some values filled in here. What you will do is copy and paste from Stripe to T4s these values. So here you will have copied Stripe test publishable key, so you will paste it in there. Okay, you then flip back to Stripe, reveal your test secret key, copy and paste that, and put it into the bottom box. Alright, you do that. You then toggle from test mode to live mode, and then you'll have PK live and SK live, 2 more. You copy and paste both of those into the top 2 boxes on this box and click on save. They are the 4 things: publishable key and secret key for test, publishable key and secret key for live. Copy and paste them from Stripe to T4s and save, and that links through your funnel to Stripe. Everything in your funnel will now use those keys. So one funnel, one Stripe account. Do it once, job done. All of your payment elements from all your pages and all of your in this funnel for T4s will now be linked to Stripe. Okay, that's what we've done. We're up to here. You only have to do it once per funnel. Alright, so that's it. Bit techie. If you don't understand it, doesn't matter. If you do, great. But you're basically copying those secret and publishable keys for test and live mode into that as T4s option box. Save, job done for the whole funnel. Only have to do it ever once. Alright, so the next thing is to set up what you're selling. Don't panic. Lots of options are what pops up. We're only interested in what's in the grey box on your screen, okay? And then we're going to click on save. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm selling 1 hour consultancy for £97, and then I want to go to the thank you page. That's what I'm going to do now. So I click on number 3 up here, and you'll do this for each of your payment buttons. Remember, Stripe, the API keys, once only, job done. This is what you'll do for each of your sales buttons. And we're going to fill in the grey box up here. So it's 1 hour consultancy. Press tab or click in the price box, 97, and from the currency you can choose your currency. I'll choose British pounds. Where are they going to go after they've paid? So this is the next page in your funnel. It doesn't have to be the next sequential page in the funnel manager that we looked at before. Pick any page, but we've got 2 pages. I'll click on here and I'm going to choose a thank you. There is an option to show pop-up. Park that for now. We're going to cover pop-ups later on in the bootcamp. For now, I'm going to choose the thank you page. That's it. Save. Boom. And remember, always save my page. Okay. First time you do that, might seem like it's a bit overwhelming. Go through it. You can't break anything. Nothing's live yet. So go through and do that, and I'll just make sure where we're at. So into description, price and currency from the existing pages. Click on save. That's it. And that is it. I mean that is it. Your landing page button is now set up to take money. I'd like to make it more complicated, but it's not. So let's carry on through the page here. Making a point here. So the next time you do a payment button, forget the Stripe details. You've done that. Jobs are good. And so what we're going to do now is click on the preview icon and have a look at it. So let's go back. Click on the preview button. It saves it as it does with before the preview, and up pops the page. Let's try it out. Click on the button. Boom. Click. Off it goes to the Stripe checkout. £97. Now you will notice that up here, or you may not notice, but I'll point it out, the word test. That's confirming to you that you're in test mode. You do not have to worry about anything you pay on this screen now, because you can't use a real credit card. Stripe will chuck you out. You can only use your test credit card and no one gets charged. It's just testing the process flow. I'm not going to jump ahead. I'm just going to make sure we're going through this as we do on the page here. So it's your landing page. Happy days. We've got the Stripe's checkout page, and this is where we're at right now. And these are the credit card details. Okay, here. What you put in here doesn't really matter. Okay, nothing's going to happen. This is purely test mode. So on my Stripe checkout page, I'm going to, whoops, where are we? Did I close it? I closed it. Let me go back and, okay, click. Off to Stripe. What we put in here doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and put in joe@example.com. You can use example.com. It's used on the internet specifically for this purpose. The card details you want are 4242, 4242, 4242, 4242, meaning a life, if that means anything to you, universe and everything. 42, all the 42s. Hit tab or click in the next box, month and year 1234, and your CVC security code 123. You always use those things. All the 42s, 1234, 123. Name of the card doesn't matter. Address doesn't matter. Alright, and click on pay. This is a test payment using those test credit cards. Boom. Click. Takes the money, test mode, and takes me to a thank you page. You now have a landing page, you can take money, and you've got your thank you page for whatever you want to do on your thank you page. Happy days. So let me just close that. Let's go back and try not to jump ahead of ourselves. Fill in the form, pay the button, your money, or test money, we'll take it. In Stripe, so let's go back to Stripe. We're in test mode here. If I look on payments, you will see at the top of the payments list, there it is. Joe Example, 1 hour consultancy, £97. And that will then, if it was real, be queued up, ready to come to my bank account. Brill. Incomplete means they've got to the checkout page and not paid. T4s tracks those, often called an abandoned cart. So we track those. So we'll go into that in more detail in the boot camp and how you can, get around that. But for now, let's just stop there and say, well done. You've now taken £97. Handy dandy. Right, now then, the last thing you do need to do to take money for real is switch from test mode to live mode. You do not have to do any of this in Stripe. All in T4s. So we're done with Stripe. In fact, if you're happy to not check on the money that's coming in, that will go through and go to my bank account. I don't even have to log into Stripe again anymore. On T4s, let's go back to my page. Let's close that now. We can close that. Go back to my page. I click on the element. This step 2 here, setting live or test payments. I click on that again, and I toggle from test payments to live payments. It's now green. I now save the page, done. Let's just do a preview just to prove it. Click. I'll have some of that, £97, thank you very much. The word test is now gone, this is now real. And just to prove that you can't, if I do 42, 42, 42, 42, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, Show example, that'd be 11AA. So I'm using the test card here in live. Card's been declined. So Stripe is very good. You know, if you're in test mode, you can only use your test card. When you're in live mode, it will only accept live cards. So it's very, very good for testing. Switch to live, you're live. You're away. I mean, now literally you can now create your funnel from day one, yesterday, and take payments from day two, today. I mean, that's probably 80% of every funnel out there is using exactly this two-step funnel with a landing page, take my money, thank you page. Cool. Go forth, enjoy, make money.